I'm Savion Clay, a Goetic who summons devils and angels. I want revenge on my wicked father, Warrick Clay, who's holed up in a demon-filled fortress beneath the red sun. My shadow memento is a portable weather station. I've modified it to be my cage when I use my forte to cage adversaries. It's waiting for my father.
I'm the Cicatrix. Yes, that's the Cicatrix, and only Atrix to my closest pals. I've been to the pale and beyond, both in body and through astral projection. I'm restoring the Order of Honed Thought to glory, and determined to recruit my weaver friend Seru. He's a hard sell, but my argument is sharpened like a fine steel blade.
I'm Inkalia Singale, eater of knowledge, meddler of minds. I don't want to kill you, but I'm happy to rearrange your brain furniture if I deem it necessary. I make objects, like my mask, the haunt of the wood, to help me do that. So if you see me wearing horns, you know someone, maybe even you, is in trouble.
I am Seru, a stoic weaver who splinters into fragments. I craft art and magical implements out of glass and weave together the magic of blood and fire. Even my body is like glass. It shatters and reforms when I'm struck. I am gathering materials to create a perfect magical glass sword.
Previously on The Raven Wants What You Have. The vislae rested in the city of Phthisis and avoided some terrible danger with a time rewind incantation. They also realized a missed opportunity. The Raven amulets displayed a message to find their benefactor before seeking the red. Pushing on, the Cicatrix dreamed of the Hall of Weeping Murderers, where Savion's father snuffs out lives candle by candle. It's time to enter the Tower of Warrick Clay.
All right, we're back. We're still in the red. In fact, we're going to pick up exactly where we left off last episode, where you were in the red, just outside Savion's father's tower. Finally tracking him down after all this time, wanting to trap him in your cage to get your revenge. You can see sort of across a wide expanse, this tower rises up from the red desert floor. Red sun high above you by this point in the day. The tower looks like a giant forearm ending in a big angry fist made of red stone, but 4 different sort of side halls made of the rib cages of some giant beast line the ground around the tower. And we're going to keep the sooth cards as they were played last time, and we're just going to keep building on the paths because we're still right in that same situation. And the last little bit of detail that you noted is that in front of the entrance into the tower, sort of located in between 2 of these ribcage halls, there's a massive red-skinned demon. He's got 4 folded arms in front of him as he stands watch in front of this big doorway. Now, as you approached, Savion probably was able to tell you a little bit about demons. So you know that they are all very magical. They're what we consider to be beings. So they don't have necessarily like living systems like a creature. They're not animals. They're not people. But they are very magical. And that means that almost all the time you're going to need magic to overcome their defenses. You're going to need magic to affect them in some way. And you're probably going to need magic to resist their attacks and their defenses. So now's the time to maybe pull out the sortilege, because you're going to, in game terms, there's going to be multiple successes needed.
Well, since we're a little ways away still, and I would like to summon a new angel.
Okay.
If we have the time, cast a flesh mail, which gives me armor over +1 armor over myself.
Okay.
And then refresh, a 10-minute refresh if we're not interrupted.
Smart.
Okay. So,
and I want to remind everybody that in order to get my father's, I need something of my father's, a personal object, in order to actually affect him.
Okay.
So if we can somehow come up with a way to get pin off his coat, whatever he's holding, something, lock of his hair, that would be fantastic.
Okay.
I'm tempted. I was I'm tempted by this strange spell I haven't cast before called Call the Black Cube. I know that I was about to cast it when my incantation that let me rewind time briefly got used up, so that's why I sort of have been wary of it. But I wonder if we would rather have another ephemera object going in. Just because it gives us another chance to have some more magic.
Well, let's see what
I would ask the maker.
the flow of magic is right now. In addition to the already active card, played it on the wrong sun. It's so we're playing it on the green sun. It is enhancing invisible magic, which is protection.
Oh, great!
We like that.
So that will probably play into your flesh mail spell that you cast. And it is enhancing visions.
Oh, I'm double.
So that's
Nice.
one less sorcery cost for you.
Double enhanced.
Yeah, wow.
I'm going to spend the time anyway to refresh, but cool.
Okay.
Maker, what do you think?
Yeah, I think ephemera objects are good. You don't think that the reason we rewound was like something to do with being in the red, do you? I mean, because that... We don't know. Okay.
I think it's worth the risk, though, to gain
All right.
the reward.
Is there anything we can do to sort of be ready in case whatever happened last time happens again?
I know you have to solve the puzzle, right? We were at that
Right.
cafe called bar, or vice versa, and I wasn't able to do it, so maybe you guys could help me try to solve the puzzle so we have a better chance. So I'm going to spend Force Sorcery to call the black cube, and I start muttering some eldritch-sounding weird syllables that get all guttural, and I assume, even though they're in the red...
This black cube appears in sharp contrast to the red light of the red sun and floats in front of you.
Okay. Now, if I fail, I get a scourge on my intellect pool until the next day, and we don't have time for me to get rid of that, so... Come help me solve this puzzle.
Okay. So I, right now I'm double enhanced, so maybe I can help.
Wow,
in
that's
some
great.
way.
I mean, I don't know that I have to solve the puzzle. I would like to help, but perhaps you could take lead and I can...
I'm both intrigued and nervous about this experience.
Maybe you can get the scourge.
Yeah. No, I think
Wait,
it's
is that how it works?
And the challenge is 4.
It's 4.
I can give it a shot.
Cool, because you're able to spend more.
Yes,
money.
right. So I can double up. So
If you're willing to do it. which
yes,
you
I can
not
spend
want
up to 3 intellect.
Wow.
Right? Is it intellect?
You have 2
already
venture from
Yeah,
the sun.
right, and it's only 4.
So
Yeah.
Okay, so I will do a venture 4.
And you will succeed and solve the puzzle.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, we worked together.
I feel
That was
so right
glorious.
As a maker,
yes,
too. You're like, give me that object. I got this puzzle.
now I'm like, maybe I screwed it up last. Maybe I'm the reason it got screwed up last time. So I'm really glad it worked. Okay.
All right.
Okay, so you don't get the scourge, and you open up the black cube, undoing its many facets and sides and drawers. Inside, you find a glass sphere.
Do I know what it is automatically? Do I need
No.
to check it?
You don't know what it is automatically.
All right. Well, I have a level in understanding, assessing, and identifying materials.
Okay.
And I have 2 from.
Okay.
So I will spend another intellect. And
Okay.
That gives me a venture 4 to see,
Okay.
and I roll a 6.
Then you know that this is a glass sphere, and it is called the. You tell us what it is.
Called Servants of the Wicked Sun. When it shatters, the mist congeals into a swarm of scorpions, and everyone suffers 1 point of damage and are injected with a level 4 poison.
Oh my
That
gosh.
seems fantastic, but that should be yours if you have space for it.
I don't have
since it's
space.
okay,
I thought you had
I can
a
put it
bag.
in my bag for later.
Perfect.
You just let me know when you're ready for it.
Thank you.
Wow, I really like this black cube thing, and you get to use it again and again.
I get to endanger myself again and again, yes.
Yes, right now it's got a 33% success rate.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's a different puzzle every time.
It certainly... I'm glad you solved this one because it didn't look anything like what I did in the cafe. So.
Ooh, that's intriguing. Okay, great. So we have this extra ephemera object.
I was thinking I could cast... I can do 2 of my vitality spells that are a little bit weaker than what I did before the fight in the bar. But I could cast it on 2 of you if anybody wants a little extra durability and quickness. Otherwise, I'll just put it all on myself.
I feel like, you're kind of our ace in the hole in many ways. So
that's the weirdest thing anyone's
Sarah the Fearless.
I know.
Big punch is here.
Big punch.
Big punch. Yeah. Do we want to send me an astrolabe to see where he is, or? I mean, we already kind of did that. We know that he's just wandering around his halls.
We're like an hour away.
No, not anymore.
You can see it from here.
Okay.
It's just across an expanse.
10-minute walk at most.
Is that the demon's not paying any attention to us at this point?
Nope.
I guess we don't really have a plan for how we're gonna.
Try and barge in, I guess.
Do you want to just? I mean, do you think he's gonna welcome you as his son in any way?
In some way, I imagine he will recognize me. We'll see, I guess.
Interesting.
I do want to summon that angel, though.
Yeah, let's do that.
And I don't think I want it to guard me. What I would like to ask it to do, once we're here, is I think aid me. Once we get close to my father, I'm going to ask it to go and, if one of us can't get something from my father, maybe he'll swoop in and grab a lock of his hair or something like that.
Okay.
Smart.
So I have, altogether, I'm going to try persuasion. I'm going to cast the magic. I don't think I'm actually enhanced in any way, notions or anything like that. So I'll end up with a venture of 4.
Okay.
To try and convince it in this horrible person who my father is in the hall of weeping murderers. Who else knows how many people he's harmed with this rune that redirects harm to him to other people. And get a lock of his hair or some other. When we get close to my father, I will at some point stay with me. When we get close to my father, bring me a lock of his hair or button off his clothing, some personal object of his.
So the angel that appears is not like one you've seen before. It seems to be just like a silver rod that is maybe about 5 feet tall, that or long rather, that just floats in the air. But it seems to create these silvery static limbs as needed from the rod. And when it speaks, it forms a kind of a silvery, staticky mouth by the rod as it speaks, and it says, "This is a place of great danger, and that will be a very difficult task. And you know that even with your venture of 4, you're still going to need to make your colloquy rolls this time, because you're convincing him to do something pretty difficult. So." As usual, you're going to need to make 3 different rolls.
Okay. I will 3 different rolls. So the first roll, how much hit values do I have left? Apply 2 venture to the first.
So
it'll end up being a venture of 6.
Okay, so you succeed at that.
Okay.
What weird bit of lore did you pull for? Something about these strange kinds of angels, or for your hidden knowledge?
Oh, sure. Yeah. It's like, this angel has this particular form because they come from the realm of silver light and so on and so forth. The next one is only going to be a venture of 5.
Okay, you succeeded that one.
The next one will also be a venture of 5.
Okay, then you succeed, but it's a little more costly than it has been in the past.
Yeah, I might have been left. I also cast Flesh Mail.
That would be interaction.
Oh, did I do that? Oh, I did. Okay, thank you. Same amount. And I will also cast Flesh Mail, which gives me +1. Skin becomes a malleable iron. Kind of red hued, probably. And then I'd like to take a 10-minute respite rather than a round.
I'm going to
I will do that too.
So. Yeah. But before I weave these spells, I was thinking about trying something a little different because I could also, instead of just giving myself Bene, I could give myself a bonus for a non-trivial action, but as an ongoing sort of thing. But I don't know what sort of depletion that would have. And normally it's around a level 3 effect, but both of my aggregates have a default duration of 1 round. So I probably would have to spend more sorcery to make that higher level effect.
Yes, you'd if you wanted that to be more like an hour effect, you'd have to make it level 5.
Okay.
I feel like your cage is pretty key to our plan here. And I know that your cage broke in the past. And that stresses me out a little personally. It's not my faith in you. It's merely my faith in your cage. So if you don't mind, I'd like to cast an incantation over it. A glimmer hides in the shadows. I make one magical object, manifestation, spell, or effect register as non-magical to people who can detect it.
Oh, nice.
I'm hoping to divert, if your father seizes upon the cage as my son has come and is going to cage me, I'm hoping that basically he can't really register it as a magical item.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Okay. So it's level 2. We just have to check the depletion each hour.
Okay.
But
It's just a simple.
we have a little net. Yeah.
What's the ROM? What's the
Barometric pressure here in the red.
Okay.
Barometric pressure. That's a shadow lie.
I know. Goodness.
All right. Are there any other preparations that you want to make
I put my
out here in the
mask on.
desert, looking at this forbidding tower?
I'm going to do, instead of going with the ongoing and bonus, I'm just going to go with the previous one where I just add my bene.
Okay.
So that will be 4, and then I will replenish my full to full. With a 10-minute rest.
Put on the Haunt of the Wood, so that I'm protected against mental attacks a little bit, just in case.
And that's all resist, so that's any spell, right?
It's resist, so anything that is
Right, that's going to be any spell, pretty much.
Yeah. So hopefully,
Unless you're physically dodging something.
Right.
Or, yeah.
right. So it just gives me +1 to those.
Might very well be important.
I think it might.
Invisible sun is, or the color,
Right now, invisible is the sun that's being enhanced, yes.
perfect. I just turn over to myself and I'm just whispering strange things. I'm pulling stuff out of my many pockets. And I'm going to cast a whole bunch of stuff. Because I'm very afraid. This is the apostate being like collecting all these myriad spells and just casting them all. So I pull down a starlight servant. So I conjure a being made of starlight, and it basically can't do very much. It can pour me tea. It can, very, very simple things.
It's calming.
But I feel better when it's there, and I may be, entering Warrick Clay's abode as a member of the Order of Honed Thought, and I want to make a good impression. And I'm also going to cast Invigilator. This is the small translucent being that sort of keeps watch over something, and I'm just going to ask it to keep watch for if it sees a demon, like if it's every time it first sees a demon, tell me, just because I figure this might be full of demons. Maybe I should do it for Warrick Clay, but I feel like he's going to be big and obvious. I hope. And I'm going to refresh and then cast I'm going to change around my order a little bit, but I'm going to cast my Prescient Defense. That's the automatically succeed on 2 attacks, which I used to be able to cast on you guys and can't right now, but so it goes.
As long as someone makes it out alive.
Okay, so you have this sort of humanoid butler type figure that appears, but he just sort of looks like in the general outline of that, but he actually looks like the night sky filled with stars.
Awesome.
That's glorious.
He's a name, but I don't have one yet.
Also not seemingly affected by the rays of the red sun.
Oh, good. Yeah, he's pretty different. And then the Invigilator is just a really small spirit, so I think you maybe only get glimpses of movement kind of by my ears. It whispers. Probably, that giant demon right there.
So I know, Savion, you've got some kind of special magical sight that allows you to identify things as demons or vislae.
Secret, yeah.
Okay. And I know you, other than the Invigilator, you don't have any
I don't.
special sights. Okay, great.
Is there anything else that we want to know? I could tap into the Noosphere before we go in, but I don't really have any.
How can we succeed? I don't know how to phrase that question exactly correctly.
I don't either.
Are there any other obstacles that we need to know of?
Yeah, so it's about one topic. So we could ask 3 questions about one topic and get very short answers.
Traps in the tower.
What does your father want? What is?
Yeah, I don't
can you get leverage over him or a motivation?
we can ask, what does Warrick Clay desire?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if
follow up with the other 2 questions.
And I have my flame sight or my fire sight spell, so I can kind of like cast my eyes into there. If there's a fire in there, and I can look out through it. I don't know if I'll see where he is, but we can scout a bit between mine and your spirit form.
Yeah, didn't you say you kept snuffing them out in your dream?
Yeah, the candles.
Yeah, that's... I don't understand that.
All right. So what do you want to do?
I was going to cast Apperception.
Okay.
So I'm going to sit on and tap into the noosphere, try to gain knowledge of this topic, which cost me 5. And what I want to know first is what is Warrick Clay's motivation? What does he desire?
Okay. You get no answer.
Really?
Whoa.
Cannot find that in the noosphere.
All right. What? Maybe this might not be the same topic, but I'll ask the noosphere and see. What's the easiest way for us to enter Warrick Clay's tower? Safest way for us to enter Warrick Clay's tower.
Make a roll.
Okay. Is this intellect? If I want to.
No, this is you could add sorcery.
Oh, sorcery, right? I might as well, since I'll have to refresh anyway. So I have a venture of 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
3.
Okay. The main door.
Okay. Boy, so I'm trying to think of it. One more thing I can ask.
What's the biggest trap we should look out for?
What's the biggest danger in Warrick Clay's tower? 4 again.
Oh, you don't have to spend again.
Oh,
the same.
That's right. Sorry.
Okay. And but you need to roll.
Oh, I'm just sitting here waiting for the news to talk to me. 0.
Okay. What's your total venture? 4?
4. 3. 4.
You just get an answer that says the Demon Guardians.
Okay, so your dad is very well hidden, I think. I'm sure it's not my fault, but I'm going to rest also. I didn't get any information except for that use the front door and the Demon Guardians are bad.
All right, well, I think we've tarried here for as long as they're going to allow us before they come out to investigate. Let's set up and deal with that initial demon. Everyone is willing.
Yeah, unless he lets us pass.
Yeah.
Should be nice of him. Okay, I'm ready.
Yep.
All right.
Boldly go.
So you begin walking toward the tower. You get maybe a quarter to a third of the way there, and you see the demon just sort of tenses a little bit, but doesn't really change his manner too much. But he's watching you approach, assessing each one of you, all 6 of you at this point. And once you get, it's about a short distance away, he says, "That's close enough."
We're here to see Warrick Clay. Tell him his son is here to pay a visit.
He starts to say something, and then when you say, tell him his son is here, he stops, and he says, "Wait where you are." And he turns, he opens up the massive door, and he goes inside, leaving you alone out here.
Should we wait or should we go in?
I'm inclined to do as the demon says, unless
Maybe less demons out here if we wait.
yeah.
Okay.
I'll activate my Raven Amulet, which will protect me against... Well, it reflects the next spell cast of me. So.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
That's good. I have space for the ephemera object.
Oh yeah, why don't you take it? And that way you can.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All right.
Didn't go quite
And the new card is enhancing red magic.
Oh, man.
And it is the Visions family. It is
Oh, again.
Savage Sword.
Double enhanced still. That's nice. Okay. Good.
And the door opens up. And standing there is not the demon, but instead a man who is tall, broad-shouldered. You would guess him to be maybe in his late 50s, early 60s. He's got a well-trimmed salt and pepper beard. Doesn't appear to be a demon. Looks like a human. Looks a little like your friend Savion. And he is standing in the doorway, hands on his hips, and he says, "Savion, by the Duke, what are you doing here?"
We are here because I have spent a long time trying to find you and track you down so we could have a short talk.
And he looks at the other three and he says, "And you brought friends. They must be capable. I know you couldn't reach here on your own."
Oh my gosh.
Just like you, Father, putting me down in your first or second breath. But be that as it may. And I kind of glance at my angel. So how he's a short distance away from us?
He's a short distance away.
I say, what are you... I glance at it briefly, and then I glance back at him, and I say, what are you doing out here in this tower on the red?
And he says, "A better question is, what are you doing out here? You say you've come all this way to speak to me. You just want to ask me questions like that?"
Well, you are my father. I would like to get a greater insight into your motivations after all this time.
He says, "You never had any interest before."
You didn't make it easy.
Always playing with your strange little cage magic.
So what is he wearing? Does he have any objects?
He has a nice jacket on. He has an amulet around his neck with the symbol of the red sun. He's dressed very nicely. Kind of dressed nicely like you. He doesn't have the hat.
Aha! I will tell the angel to get that amulet.
Okay.
Give the sign.
Yeah. Amulet.
So suddenly this silvery rod just sprouts staticky wings and just glides towards Savion's father with great speed. And Savion's father, Warrick, seems surprised by this and, "Aha! This is what I expected," he says, despite the fact that he's looking surprised. "I knew you would be up to treachery." And the angel is getting very, very close to him, and he is backing away into the tower.
Oh, no.
And there is this being right behind Warrick, who you now see. It is this tall, demonic-looking creature, being, and it has just sort of this mottled, sort of red and black and gray flesh covering it, but it has two sort of massive arms that end in claws, but then it has a series of like 6 smaller limbs that rise up sort of where its shoulders are, and each one of these small limbs holds a red candle.
Oh, dear.
I'd like to cast something if there's a second, but it might be happening too fast.
And, well, just one more detail. Rather than a normal head, there's just it just has no neck at all, and floating above where its head would be is just a giant eyeball.
Oh. Jeez.
Oh.
And as the demon approaches, as the angel approaches, this demon takes one of those candles that it is holding, and it suddenly snuffs out. And the angel is just gone.
Oh,
Well, that didn't work out too well, did it? Okay.
okay. We are in over our heads.
So, you all can take actions. It is now... We're playing the Lost Star. It's enhancing gray magic, diminishing indigo magic, and it is the Notions family that is enhanced.
I will use Thought Becomes Motion to try and lift the amulet from his neck.
Okay.
Pull it towards me.
Okay.
So I'm not attacking him, so hopefully that will not trigger the effect, not doing damage. Since Notions is in effect, so that costs me 1 less, but venture is 1
No, that adds to your venture.
Okay, gotcha.
It's
right.
the magical effect that would...
I see. But the venture then will be 5. Guess I do need 1 sortilege probably for this, just to make sure. I don't have that much sortilege, sadly. All right. I'll have to use another refresh to get this back up.
And what do you...
5 and a 0. I get some flux as well.
Oh, you get flux.
Oh my goodness.
Dang.
So,
5 venture.
where's mine?
5 roll.
So, the good news is that you lift the amulet off of his neck. The bad news is not too terrible. All your clothing just suddenly just turns to just a pale gray, just a drab, nasty gray color.
Not too terrible indeed. Jeez.
Probably at first I don't know what's happening, and I'm like,
Wow.
What's Cicatrix going to do?
I pull forth this incantation of some. You just see like this stream of toothy, like this flesh and teeth that comes out. It's a dark god hungers.
Nice.
A giant toothy moss seeps into existence and immediately bites up to 3 targets within close range of each other and with long distance of view. So I'm hoping. I mean, we're all kind of close, but it does a wound if I'm able to.
Well, I'm assuming you don't.
You don't want
to. You're all close.
Are we all close?
But you don't want to bite you. You want to bite them.
I definitely wanted to
Okay.
bite them.
So your 2 available targets would be Warrick and this demon that you see
Is that
behind
big one
him.
gone?
That you don't see him anywhere.
It says up to, so I think I can do less than, right?
Sure.
Hopefully.
And they're
All right.
definitely within range. They're within short range. So.
Cool. All right. It is a level 7 incantation. It gives me an extra die, which is exciting. And I may need it because these are magic. So I have to get multiple successes. Okay. I'm going to spend sortilege as well.
You need a
you can't.
secret to double up on extra dice there. So.
Okay. Well, can I spend sorcery to enhance spending the incantation?
Is this an incantation? No, incantation is the level that it is.
All right. Just luck.
Oh, you can actually. I'm sorry. You can spend 1 sorcery to enhance the venture.
Oh, okay. Then 1 venture. Sorry, 8 venture.
Okay.
I rolled a 9 and a 7.
Nice.
Well done.
Okay, and so you'll make separate rolls for both of them.
Okay.
Which one do you want that to be?
Mr.
Dad.
Clay here.
Big Dad.
Big Daddy.
All right.
All right. So, and the other one, I have 5 and a 4, but a venture of 8.
Okay.
Oh, you can't be harmed at all.
So,
I got excited.
how much damage does it do?
A wound.
Okay. So, you can see this horrible toothy maw rips into the demon next to him, and clearly hurts it. It grimaces in pain and spits out black blood. But Warrick seems to be totally unaffected by it, and you don't know what exactly happened there. The bite just seemed to kind of fade away as it happens.
No.
You hear from somewhere in the tower a pained cry.
Oh no! Did you guys hear that?
He's not a good man.
I'm starting to understand a bit more about this room magic he has.
That's
Perhaps a little late.
What would you like to do?
I would like to, I would like to. Oh boy,
where's that amulet? So you're able to lift it?
It's right over his head right now.
Over his head.
Or your head or Warwick's head?
Or over his head. I've got
Okay.
it in my control, but I don't have it yet. Also,
I'm going to move toward Warrick. How far away are we?
You're a short distance away, so you're near him, but you're not close to him.
So can I move and take an action, or I can only move to get close?
You could move to get close.
I'm going to move to get close, but in a way that's I'm going to attempt to be very, very non-threatening and like unobtrusive, and like hoping that he is not actually paying attention to me at all, based on everything else that's going on.
Okay.
So
he does. Warrick himself does seem to be pretty focused on Savion.
So I just want to get close enough that I can touch him next round, but I don't want to.
Okay. And Seru.
So I'm thinking I can't affect your father with my magic, but I'm going to weave a spell. I don't know if this demon uses fire. I don't know if it's resistant to fire. So what I'm going to do is just mess with its blood. I'm just going to try and use blood and the motion aspect of the fire aggregate to just tear blood out of its body.
Yay.
Okay.
Glorious.
And do, let's say, 5 points of damage.
Okay. So that'll be a level 5 spell.
Will I get a die for that?
Yes.
Okay. So this is a venture of 5 because we're in the green side. Or we're not. I'm not enhanced right now. And I roll a 2 and a 5.
2 and a 5, and you had a venture of 5. All right. So this demon cries out again, and a wound sort of appears in its massive chest, and it spurts out its horrible black blood, spraying forth just as your raw, fiery magic reaches into it and pulls it out. At that point, it gestures with one of those small hands again, and the candle goes out. And I need all of you to make a resist defense roll.
Is this a spell?
It is a spell.
Okay. So my Raven Amulet says the next spell cast on you is reflected back on the caster.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
So you don't have to worry about it. And you have your defense spell up, so you're going to succeed.
I can choose to use it now or later, though, which is interesting. So it would be a resist action?
It is a resist defense, yeah.
I'm going to use it.
Okay. So you two are covered.
I get the sense I need to use Sortilege in order to resist this successfully.
You think that's very likely, considering it's a demon. And it's a spell. Either way.
All right, so I will have a venture of 2, I believe, because I have a resist level 1 in resist. I think no notion, so is notion still being enhanced?
It is indeed.
All right, so I will have a venture of 3 then. Yes. 7 and 1.
Oh, that 1 is going to hurt.
Oh.
Might actually be 0, actually.
Either way.
All right.
So I have 1 from my mask, and I'm enhanced, and I will spend a bene, so that's a venture of 3. Roll 2 dice, and I get a 4 and an 8.
All right. And venture, remind me again, venture?
3.
3. Okay. So, your mask seems to come into play, and it protects you. Your spell protects you. Your spell protects you and reflects it back on the demon. And the demon laughs.
Okay.
And Savion,
oh no!
Who would you consider to be your closest, the person closest to you, the person who's probably most important to you in the world?
Oh, let's see. How long have I known my friends here? Probably.
Shadow Pals.
Oh, I know. I was going to say, I've known the longest. I've known Cicatrix.
Oh no!
Don't want to. It's got to be someone else.
Back in town.
Oh yeah, the guy who runs the chili shop. Probably.
Okay,
I was about to be offended.
You see in your mind's eye a vision of the Cicatrix just being eviscerated. Just this horrible, graphic, gory, disturbing scene in your mind's eye, and you suffer an anguish.
Oh no!
Oh, whoa! Ouch! Could I borrow an anguish from you, please, Gian? Ouch! Wow. Well, I'm not gonna relate that. Actually, I'm just gonna grunt and bleed a little bit out of my eyes.
Oh
So
my
you can
gosh.
take you can use an intellect to.
Oh, thank you. You know what? I have an intellect left. I will use that too.
Because otherwise you would get a scourge and all your
Yeah.
Oh, that's not good.
All right, and Warrick he reaches up and tries to grab that amulet. He says, "What on earth are you doing?" And tries to grab that. So you've got your psychokinetic control over it. So it's going to be a dodge resist for you or a dodge defense.
All right, so
see if you can.
So adventure of 6.
Oh.
Okay. I think you're fine.
And I'm out of storage, unfortunately. Wow, suddenly the zeros are coming left and right.
Oh, no.
Okay, so you roll a 1, but you had a venture of 6
Yes.
for your dodge?
Yeah.
Okay.
To pull it out of his. Yeah.
So he manages to just barely grab onto the end of the chain. You still have it telekinetically, but he hooks a finger around it.
This guy's just working my last nerve.
And it's a brand new round, and it's going to be Savion's turn. We are enhancing green magic. We are diminishing pale magic with the Eternal Mountain. It is the Visions.
Oh, baby. I'm really liking this double vision.
I'm going to try and rip it just, with a big psychokinetic trick.
Okay.
To me. And so I'm going to lose the notions enhancement, so it's going to be... And I'm actually... I'll use movement, so it'll be a venture of 5.
Okay.
Want to start a lich?
If you have something to spare.
Yeah, I do.
Sure. Let's say it's this one.
Sure.
I don't mind, so I can tell the difference.
Yeah.
5 and 2.
Okay. Your father's not a demon, so you don't need 2 successes.
Okay.
So you pull it out of his hand and get it. Does your spell say how far you can move something?
Yes. Got moved weighs less than a ton. I'm up to a long distance each round as an action.
It's in your hand.
All right. Excellent. And that the spell's still going for what it's worth.
Okay. Cicatrix.
All right. The Cicatrix is looking pretty dour, and it starts fiddling with something in one of her pockets. I think I want to go use a wicked key on maybe like the defense of I'm not sure. I don't have a specific enough use for it, but I feel like I need some big serious magic to help us here. But I guess you're close to him, ready to touch him.
Mm-hmm.
Can I try to surreptitiously move close to and wait for her touch? Whatever that's going to do is going to distract him, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can maybe get the amulet.
Your friend is dead.
Oh, he already has it, right?
Yeah.
He got it away.
Yeah, which means that he should be able to affect him. He has the secret.
It's true. Oh, God, I don't know what I can do.
It's going to take... I guess I'm going to say under my breath, it's going to take me another few seconds to rev my sorcery back up. So if you can just distract him.
I can. And so that demon still
The demon is
bloody
casting
and gross.
his candle spells. He's wounded.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And he's got 2 more candles?
4.
He's got 4 more candles.
He's got 4 more
6
candles.
arms.
Cool. Yeah, I guess I would like to...
You can wait and help somebody too.
I think I might wait and help because I'm nervous that
So let's go to Nkalia.
Okay, so I am going to sort of under my breath very quietly say, "You, sir, are discourteous," and I'm going to reach out and try to feed upon his thoughts.
Okay.
And so that's it's a level 4. I get an extra die, and I know the thoughts of the person that I touch, and they can't take an action as long as I'm touching them.
And you're doing this on Warrick.
Yeah, trying.
Okay.
I mean, it's not harm, so I'm going to see if it's going to... We'll see how that goes.
Okay.
So it's level 4. I'm enhanced twice, so that's a 6.
All right.
And I will spend 2 sorcery, so that's 8. And I get an extra die.
Okay. You actually aren't even going to need to roll if you're got a venture of 8.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know if success is good or bad at this point.
And so what do you get?
He loses their action, and I absorb. I know the thoughts of I know his thoughts.
Okay, so you move up. You touch him with your spell, and he doesn't seem to be affected, or doesn't seem to have lost anything. But you get in your mind these thoughts, which are, "Oh, I'm trapped here. Someone please help me."
Oh, fuck.
And Seru.
That whole blood grabbing spell seemed to work pretty well, so I'm going to do that again. Just kind of weave together like, I want your blood over here.
Okay.
And that'll be another adventure of 5. So, that's just a 0 with adventure of 5 and a 3. It's a mundane 0. It's not flux.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that will not affect him this time. He resists your spell. Did you want to take your action?
I do. Do you say anything about what you experienced, or do you not have time? You're sort of
actually,
still focusing on me.
So what I don't know is whether that worked and I got his thoughts and he lost his action, or if he reflected it back on me and I lost my action.
You did not lose an action.
Okay. I am sure that you can see upon my face that whatever's happening is unpleasant, but I probably don't say anything.
Okay.
I don't think it was reflected back on you. I think it was reflected to one of his victims in a prison in his fortress.
Right.
Okay.
They lost an action.
Yeah, I guess I'm just going to I'm still not useful. Okay, with this demon thing, I'm going to try to scream in that demon's ear.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
With sound play. I create the auditory illusion of a sound about as loud as a single person shouting, coming from anywhere I wish within long range. I want it to be like just behind its... I mean, it doesn't really have ears, but presumably it has sensation.
It's got a big giant eyeball.
Yeah, and so I'm going to try to create that illusion right behind it to sort of distract it, or at least maybe mess up its activity.
Okay.
So I will... I costs 1. I can... And I think since I know I need 2 successes, I'm going to spend some sortilege.
Okay.
And can I also spend the sorcery penny?
Yes.
So venture of 3, venture of 2.
Venture of 2.
2 ones.
Okay, so
wow.
the scream happens, but it doesn't seem to distract him from his actions.
All right.
And at that point, he snuffs another candle. And Seru, you're the one that just has been ripping at it with spells. The candle snuffs out, and there's a tiny wisp of smoke. And that little wisp of smoke seems to drift over to you very, very quickly. And that once it reaches you, it just begins to turn into this gigantic mass of red, horrible spiders, which just begin to swarm all over you. And you are going to need to make a withstand defense as these things are crawling all over you and biting at you. And
I can spend physicality.
Yes.
For that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'll do 1 physicality bene, and I'll use sortilege.
Okay.
And this is a venture of 1 for me. I roll a 9 and a 4.
Nice. So the 9 is great, but unfortunately you did need 2 successes, and the 4 is not quite good enough. So these biting spiders inflict 3 points of damage to you.
I will spend another physicality to turn that 3 damage's wound into nothing.
But worse, they seem to have some kind of horrible, itching, irritating venom, poison in their bite. And so they, you also are going to, you basically get a scourge in your Certes pools.
Oh, Jesus.
All your physical things. But it doesn't feel like, you want to mark that with a...
Do you want one for all your pools?
I'll just put it right down.
Okay. So basically, it's -1 to all of those physical things. It doesn't feel like it's the kind of thing that's going to last forever, but It's still affecting you. It's painful red welts begin to appear all over you, and then the spiders fade.
Okay, good.
Okay, I feel
Small
like...
victory.
All right, and Warrick.
Loses his action, right?
I don't think so.
Oh,
I
it didn't.
think so.
It just worked on the.
Yeah, unfortunately. So what he does is he backs into the tower farther. He gets out of sight, and you can hear him shout out, "Guards, get out here!" And it's your guys' actions.
So the door to the towers are still open, but he's backed in.
Yes.
Okay. And how far away from me? Because I'm closest to him, right? At this point, how far away is he?
Well, he's not. He's backed away so that he's no longer in your line of sight.
Oh, I see.
But he probably moved still, so you could move
and touch him
and still touch him if you went into the tower.
Right.
That would also mean going past the.
Who's
demon.
that? He didn't back up with him. He's
The
still
demon
standing.
did not back
Okay.
up. No. New round is the crowded tomb. We're enhancing pale magic, diminishing green, and it is the Secrets family.
Hey. Okay. I need a little more detail about the wall that the doors are on, because I have an incantation that makes a wall transparent, and it would be great to see what hordes are coming out at us.
Okay.
That's
But
awesome.
the area affected must fit into a medium area, so if it's just like one contiguous wall, I don't really know if I can just get a snapshot of it, or if it needs to be like, if it's jutting out, if it's a small area, I can...
No, you could get basically the
Around the
entire
door.
front of the tower.
Oh, nice.
That would be great.
That's
so I think I'm going to use that, just so we know what's coming at us. So I was already sneaking closer toward you, so I should be pretty close to touch it.
Okay.
The revealing gaze of God causes this whole
That's really useful.
section of the
I can
wall
see him too.
Yes.
to become transparent.
Okay.
Beautiful.
So,
That reveals the entirety of the sort of main floor of the tower. And so what you can see is you see Warrick. He's pulling back. There's a spiral staircase that goes up higher into the tower, and then there's the entrances to these side halls.
Yeah.
And you can see just now, starting to come down the spiral staircase, are a couple of lithe-looking, ebony-skinned humanoids with these big red-bladed swords.
Okay. Since I can see him now, is he within a long distance of me?
Oh, you also see. There is one other detail. With this transparent wall, you're also going to see that sort of on the far wall, farthest from the entrance, chained to the walls, there are two humans, a man and a woman.
Do they look familiar?
They look as one of them looks as though it's been bitten with a terrible maw, and the other seems to you think is probably the victim of your spell.
But they're not the people from last night.
No.
Okay.
You've never seen these. You've never seen these people
I just wanted to see
before.
if they came this way. Okay.
I had the same thought. All right, so it's hard to know what the right choice is, but since I can see him and I want him to stay closer to us outside here, I'm actually in my Thought Becomes Motion spell is still active. I want to try, if he's within a long distance, to try and grab him, and I have the secret, and try and pull him out through the door and, out here with us.
Okay.
Oh.
Nice.
That be accuracy? What would be for me to try and grab him?
It's going to be sorcery.
Sorcery, okay. So I have to regenerate that anyway. So I'll have a venture of 5.
Okay.
And hopefully, I know he's not a demon, so I'm just going to roll.
Oh.
Got to roll a 2. Venture of 5.
You just sort of grab the lapel of his nice shirt. You just sort of barely have a grip on it. You pull him a few feet, but it is not a full yank all the way out of the tower. And he seems perturbed by that.
Oh, let's just say that was a 7. All right, the spell's still in effect though.
Okay. Anyone else got it? Okay.
So I am actually going to reach into my ephemera bag and pull out my wicked key.
Nice.
And I'm close enough that I can touch the demon.
Yes.
I'm going to try to insert my wicked key into the demon, and I don't want to go too crazy. like, can I try to just turn it into stone or something inanimate? Or is that too much with a wicked key?
So basically, you don't have total control over the end effect.
Right.
You just sort of identify the problem, and you are...
I would like to diminish I would like to make this demon not a problem is my goal.
Okay.
For us. Specifically, this is, I don't know if this is like, the genie's wishes. I want to be very careful about what I ask for.
So you pull out your wicked key and approach him.
Well, yeah.
And just sort of appearing in his shoulder is this keyhole.
Okay, he's tall, right? Kind of tall?
Yeah,
I'm
but you could reach. All right. You insert your key, turn it, and the demon, with his candle still burning and his big, huge, massive claws, just stops moving altogether. Just freezes, as though he's just like frozen in time.
Do I leave the key in there? It disappears.
The key is gone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Wow. That was...
Should do that more often.
I need a key catcher on my house, it turns out.
Yeah.
All right. Who else has an action this round still? Seru.
I will refresh my sorcery pool.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. And I had just casted the transparent wall effect.
Okay. So, it is... So the demon's not taking any actions.
This one, anyway.
So at this point, Warrick casts a spell.
Okay.
And you're still kind of tugging at his shirt, but it doesn't seem to be a good grip to really, pull him anywhere. But he's back sort of in the doorway, and he casts a spell, and appearing before him is something that looks sort of just like this rapidly, frantically writhing serpent. And it immediately flies around and flies toward you. He says, and as he casts his spell, he says, "Look, I don't know who you are, but no one does that to my demon." And this thing, this serpent with a kind of an oversized, almost viperfish-like head, filled with pointy teeth, makes its way over to you, and behind it, it leaves this trail of just like static and disruption. And it moves toward you, and it opens up its horrible mouth as though to bite you. You're going to need to make a dodge defense roll.
I will spend a movement penny, and I'm enhanced.
Okay.
I don't know why I'm just
So your venture is 2?
My venture is 2. And I roll a 1.
Okay, well, it bites you then. It inflicts 4 points of damage.
I'm going to spend a physicality, so
Okay.
I'll only take 1 injury.
Right. And it is going to give you a vex in your intellect, because the bite of this thing just seems to just be disrupting.
My
and it
intellect.
just your mind, it's hard to focus.
I don't like this feeling at all.
And it doesn't go away. It's still there. It's still there, writhing in front of you. The demon guardians who have come down the stairs are now down the stairs and coming out the front door, but don't take any other actions besides that. And it is a new round with a new card. It is the Revealing Knife. And it is still enhancing Pale Magic and Diminishing Green, and it is enhancing the Visions family.
I refresh my pool.
Okay.
Of sorcery.
Yeah. Catch your breath.
Anyone else who has an action ready?
Do I sense that this is a creature or something else?
You think it's a demon?
It's a demon. I'm not super good with demons.
Well, then you're in the wrong place.
I am in the wrong place.
I'm going to step inside, and so there's those humanoids, right? They're,
Yes.
Can I...
Well, there's the humans chained to the wall, but then there's also the 2
sword-wielding demon guardians. Do I think I can affect, like, just a small area, or are they right up on us? Okay. Like, if I affected a small area with the spell, would it hit my companions as well?
No, you can.
They stepped back a bit?
You can make it so that You can angle it so that that won't happen.
I think they might be worth...
You would get them and Warrick and the other demon if he can actually be affected in his weird stasis-like state.
Right. I feel bad to maybe affect the people that Warrick is trained to, but I think it's worth it to get these demons. Sorry, guys. I'm a bad person. We've already established this. Cicatrix is, all right, I'm going to cast, I'm going to use the ephemera object, Servants of the Wicked Sons. I pull forth that strange crystalline sphere extracted from the black cube, and I'm going to try to chuck it into that little small area, and when it shatters, it will swarm full of red scorpions and inflict damage.
Okay.
So, do I spend accuracy to get it to the right spot, or how does that work? Or is it sorcery to say, go there, sphere?
So what you'll do is, basically, what you want to do is you want to affect them.
Right.
You want to see if the scorpions are going to affect the things in the area. It's gonna give you a venture, and it's going to give you a die and a venture of 5.
Oh wow! Okay, yeah.
So you're not even going to need to make rolls to affect these guardians.
However,
and I guess we're establishing that you're already affecting Warrick in there as well. So. So what's going to happen is the scorpions fill this area. They're stinging these demonic guardians and affecting them automatically because your venture is so high. It's a powerful enough incantation. 1 point of damage, level 4 wound per hour. Okay, so that affects the guardians, but it also creates all these welts all over the man who is chained to the wall. You don't see scorpions on him, but you see the effect as though he is being stung by them. And the guardians, these two ebony skinned guardians, seem affected, but stalwartly still moving forward.
I refreshed, so I've already taken.
Okay, so they're coming down the stairs, the guardians, or are they at the bottom of the stairs?
They're out there right up with you now.
They're right with us, but they're taking damage. The people that are chained are taking damage, and there's Warrick, who is never going to ever take damage. All right, so I'm going to, and we think the guardians are demons?
The ones with swords?
Right.
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna walk toward, try to surreptitiously sort of walk. I doubt they'll let me, but I'm gonna try to go kind of in and around these guardians. My main goal is to get to the people in the back.
Okay.
Because as a maker, I want to look at their chains and see if I can somehow get them out. I doubt it.
So what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to make an action to just kind of get past all of these things, which is going to be movement based.
Okay, so movement based. So I will use. I only have 1, but I'm double enhanced, so that gives me a venture of 3. And I'll roll a 3.
Okay, you are in the back.
Oh, fantastic!
With these people, their chains don't seem to be particularly impressive to you.
That may not matter. We'll see.
In fact, they look pretty easily unshackled.
Okay.
And Seru.
So that serpentine thing is still kind of flying around.
Yes.
In her face.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm expecting that we're going to have to kill just about everybody here, so I would like to spend 1 crux and call upon my soul guardian.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
You reveal your secret soul.
Yes.
Okay.
In hearing of my father?
Wow. Well, he's outside, maybe. Right? You're outside, right?
I'm in the kitchen.
I'm also outside the transparent wall.
That's right.
So my secret soul is the blade.
Okay.
And it means until the sun next sets, I have +3 damage on all my attacks. And is this an action for me, by the way? I don't know.
No, it's not.
Cool.
Mr. Big Fists, huh? Mr. Big Punch?
I get +3 to attacks and +3 damage until the sun next sets.
Wow.
You should have known that you were the blade.
Will that affect my spells too?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Nice.
So I would like to just...
Attack spells.
Yes, right. Can I... I'll have to move up a little bit, I think, because I want to try and hit that serpentine thing and those 2 sword guardian demons.
They are actually fairly close together.
Great. Then I want to just... I don't know how much it'll cost extra, but I want to set their blood on fire.
Nice.
All 3 of them.
Okay. And how much damage do you want to try to do?
That question will be based on how much extra sorcery it costs for me to affect more creatures than one.
Well, it basically increases the level of the spell. So, for example, if you wanted to make it level 6, you could... Well, actually, if you want to make it level 5, you could do 3 damage to all of them.
And scaling up 1 for 1 from there?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, so I'll make it level 10.
10 sorcery?
Yes, and so I'll do 7 points of damage to all 3 of them, plus 3 more from activating the blade.
Okay.
Do you want a sortilege from me?
Yes, please.
Well, that would already have...
That's right, it's a spell, so I'll have that in there, so I don't need it.
Okay.
So, yes.
All right, so it's a level 10 effect,
Yes.
which is going to add 10 to your venture.
Right, and I have plus 3 from the blade.
Which you're going to affect all of them, and you're going to do 10 points of damage to all of them. So with 1 blast of unbelievably powerful magic, you take out all 3 of those demonic guardians.
Yeah, so what does this look like in terms of manifesting my secret soul?
Yeah, would you
So,
say something?
all of you see floating above Seru's head now is just this elegant, sort of ethereal, ephemeral blade that's just there for all to see.
Someday.
Wow.
Cool.
All right.
That's amazing.
Which basically means that everyone but Warrick has just been taken out of this fight
You are.
between the Wicked Key and this
Wow. Big
burst
punch.
of magic. So it
Holy cow.
it is Warwick's turn.
Oh, no.
He still has the lapel of his shirt being tugged at.
Yeah.
And he says, "Son, I know what you're trying to do. You want to put me in that horrible cage of yours. The hubris of that is just unbelievable. You can't do that. I am your father. I'm telling you to come here and do as I say. It's time for you to join me, not engage in petty squabbles with me." And this seems to be accompanied by some kind of magical enchantment that you need to make a resist defense roll for.
All right. I don't actually have any
Can I help
sortilege or...
give him some?
Oh yeah, we have sortilege.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure, I would take some.
Yeah, I see that there's threads of magic being woven in this horrible speech, and I can't let my shadow pal do that.
I have a resist 1, so I guess I just have a venture 1.
Spell intellect?
I
don't have any options.
I think I succeeded on my last action, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I see you do that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
sure.
she was
Nimbly dodging.
making her way
Thank
into
you.
the.
So I have a venture 2. 5 and 3.
Okay. It's very compelling,
Oh.
but no, you resist.
Whew.
Well, Father, as great as that sounds, I'm afraid that you are going to have to go into this cage. If it's my turn.
It is a new round with a new magical effect. It is Looming Shade, enhancing gray magic, diminishing indigo, and affecting the Mysteries family.
All right. Well, if anyone has any sortilege they would like to lend me,
I
for
do.
this
I have
last
one
attempt,
last sortilege.
I will have a venture of 9,
Ready my magic.
and I'm going to try and, with the amulet in hand that I have from him, my secret, which allows me to overcome his ruin of protection, try and into the cage, Father.
Okay.
And sortilege.
Yeah, I give you a
Thank
sortilege.
you. 3 and 8.
Okay. And your adventure was
9.
9. Wow. Okay.
I used all my sorcery.
Putting everything into this, you all see just for a moment, it's as though, because he was being sort of telekinetically tugged, so he was already being pulled a little bit. It's as though that extends, and it's as though you watch this man, this powerful, confident man, just get sucked and drawn, elongated, and appearing inside the glass jar in the weather station of Savion.
Very nice.
And from within, you hear your father's voice. And it sounds a little bit different than you've ever heard his voice.
Mm.
And it says, son, you've got to help me. I've been possessed for so many years. Get this demon out of me and we can join together. Please, it's our only chance. And that's where we'll...
Oh, you're horrible. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.